What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Burnout Brighter podcast. This is episode 44. I am Matt, your host. I'm joined, as always, by Destiny.
Hey.
And this week, Darren is not here.
Why do you drop it like that?
He's not here
in spirit.
He's here in spirit, but he's currently fighting jet lag. That's what I wanted to say.
Why did you say hanging, though?
Hangover jumped into my mind for some reason.
Oh, got it.
This week, we have a very, very special guest, someone who's infinitely cooler than Darren, the queen of all bunnies. We have MopGarden on the show with us tonight. Hi, Mop.
Hello. How you doing?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Queen of bunnies. I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I had to give you a nickname. And
Yeah,
Queen of bunnies just seems to fit.
that's perfect. I dig it.
So, Mop,
Very
with
fitting.
anyone who might not be familiar with who you are, who are you?
Who am I? The question everyone wants to know, isn't it? I am a full-time partnered broadcaster on Twitch. I stream 5 days a week, sometimes 6, sometimes 4. It depends. But yeah, I'm a Canadian and I'm living in Australia right now. Heck yeah! And just hanging out. Yeah, it's been unfortunate timing because, COVID, but just living the life in Australia right now.
So what brought you over to Australia? Why the big pick up and move?
I wanted to live here like forever. Like since grade 3, I had a teacher that had been here and she like just talked about it all the time, which can't really blame her. It's pretty great. And I just like have had like a travel lust, I guess, for Australia since then. And in my adult life, I'm like old now, but I was always in a rent contract or like in a relationship or whatever. And after my last relationship, I was kind of like, why haven't I gone yet? Like, can I say my age on here? I imagine it doesn't matter. Yeah. I was 28 at the time, and I was like, God, I'm not getting any younger. Like, if I don't do it now, like, when will I? So I just kind of took the leap, and it's scary as hell, but I did it, and I'm really proud of myself. So,
yeah. I'm proud of you too. That's huge, especially like
Thank
for a
you.
woman to just up and leave her home and go to a completely different country.
Yeah,
It's traveling for us alone is a lot different than traveling as a male. So kudos
for
to
sure.
you, girl.
Yeah. Hey, same to you. You've gone somewhere cool too.
I know. And mine was right after a relationship too. What a coincidence.
Oh my God. I feel like that's the best time because you're like single and you're kind of like refinding yourself.
Right?
I feel like traveling
it's
the perfect thing for it. Yeah.
So
Good for us.
then, how long have you been in Australia now?
Since January, so 6 months.
Shit, already, eh?
Yeah, I know. My year is half over of being here, so I'm really trying to extend a little longer, at least a little bit, because I don't want to go home yet. Especially having been stuck inside for 4 months of that. It's yeah.
So I have to ask, are there as many spiders and creepy crawlies as everybody says there is?
So my short answer is no, because I live in the city. I don't think there's like much here. It's kind of like back home. Like if you go to a forest, you're gonna get a lot of spiders.
Right.
But if you live in a town, like, it's not gonna happen.
You're only normally killing like 3-4 a day of like, hand-sized spiders.
It's so scary.
Like 8. No.
That's so
No, I haven't seen a single spider since I've moved into my apartment. I have seen cockroaches in the summer, which,
Yummy.
not so nice, but nah, it's not the end of the world. But
spiders. I've always been afraid to go to Australia because they're like, everything there tries to kill you. And I'm like, all right, no, I'm not going to go.
Yeah, you know what? I live in Victoria, and I've been told there's only 2 spiders in Victoria that will actually kill you. And they don't like go in the cities. So I think it's a redback and I think a wolf spider, but it's the snakes you got to worry about. But as long as you're not like going into the long grass, you're you're fine.
That makes sense. That's kind of like when I lived in Tennessee, we had like brown recluse and black widow, and we had copperheads and rattlesnakes. So
Oh my
as
gosh,
long as you're not like out there, you're all right.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
whoever comes up with names for like snakes and spiders, because all of those sound terrifying.
Yeah. Black Widow, especially.
Watch out for old
Black
scissor
widows are
knife
really
ears over there in
scary.
the grass.
Scissor
But
knife
at least
ears.
rattlesnakes will warn you. So if you get bit by a rattlesnake, you're just doing something stupid
Mhm.
because they'll warn you before you like.
What if there's just a random baby in the grass?
No, they warn you.
Right, but like a baby with a rattler?
What the fuck, Matt? A baby out in the middle of a fucking
Hey, you never know.
rattling.
Sometimes curiosity is the better you.
It's creepy. You still better run because it's a trap.
All right, let's move on to our time-honored tradition of starting with random questions that I definitely did not prepare. So,
amazing.
Crap. Mott, let's start with you as our honored guest for this evening's events. Every time. Okay, I have one.
Uh-huh.
If you had to pick a character to make shampoo for you, which video game character would it be?
Ooh, a video game character. Specifically a video game character?
Specifically.
Okay.
Let's say you're like, I'm in the market. I'm in Australia now. I need some new shampoo. I'm going to contact said character to make myself some shampoo.
I'm trying to think.
Great question.
Yeah. Who's a girl, or it could be male, just any character that has really like long, beautiful hair.
That's what I was thinking. A character that has long, beautiful hair. Obviously,
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I mean, Link has some pretty nice hair, to be fair.
He does.
Maybe,
He does.
He's like 12, right?
Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah, I think he is. Well, there's like baby Link, and then there's like young Link, and then there's adult Link. So I don't know what the age difference is between all of those. Which one?
Toon Link, who's like
Toon Link, yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild Link does toss some shit into a pot and then makes like amazing looking food. So I mean, maybe he could.
Maybe.
My food didn't look good.
He's also always wearing a hat. So like, do we really know what's going on up under there?
True.
Yeah. So
Imagine he takes off his hat and
he's just bald.
Yeah. What about Zelda? We'll go with Zelda.
Zelda does have
hair.
nice hair.
Yeah.
And she's a princess, so you know she has money to spend on expensive ingredients.
True.
Yeah.
All organic.
Good answer.
You know?
That's a great answer.
She did say all organic. Yes, obviously all organic.
All right, Destiny.
Yeah.
For you,
For me?
if someone came to you and were like, Destiny,
yes,
I want to make a video game about you. You're going to be the main character.
Oh my God. This is a good one. I don't know where we're going to go.
Yeah, give me a sec to figure out where it's going.
Okay.
They came to you and they're like, we're going to make a video game about you.
Right.
You know how most games have collectibles, right? You like run around, collect random shit. Like in Spider-Man, you collect like backpacks full of a shit.
Yeah.
What would be your collectible? Like, what would you have to find all over the map playing as you that's like a part of you or symbolic of you or some shit?
Jewelry, because I absolutely fucking love jewelry.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's a good answer.
Like, where would the jewelry be hidden on the map?
I don't know. That's a second question.
Really fast.
I'm sorry. Where would it be hidden? Like, I guess like with any game, like in like little treasure chests and like secret rooms and
Pots.
Pots. Maybe you gotta break some pots. Maybe you go to a black hair care store and there's some like in there. I don't know what this game is gonna be about. Maybe you have to dig in people's afros and maybe you pull out
oh my God, yes.
peg or something. Like
the meth dealer on the corner.
The meth dealer on the corner obviously has something in his pockets. Maybe you just have to beat the shit out of some people to get special collectibles.
There you go.
I like that idea.
There you go. It's like a
the
GTA
second
kind of game.
question prompted a much longer answer.
It was a better question.
Okay, so who wants to ask me? Mop, do you want to have the honors, or are we going to make Destiny do it?
I feel like Mop should have the honors.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Keep in mind, all of our guests that come on, we always blindside them with this. So
Yeah.
welcome.
Oh
You're
God.
part of the Run Up Rider family now.
Okay. If you were on a train and you were the conductor and your train could be any shape, color, or size and go anywhere, what kind of train would you have and where would it be going?
He'd have a choo-choo train. It would be pink.
I would have a choo-choo train, but it would be soundproof on the inside and obnoxiously loud on the outside.
Because you're such oh my God.
Would it have music
And
on the inside?
Pardon me?
Would you be
Would it have
playing music
music?
on the inside? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of music?
It would violently switch between like heavy hardcore rap, pop punk, death metal,
What do you mean by heavy, like
like Run
violently?
the Jewels, like something that's constantly in your face.
But what do you mean by violently stop? Like you would just stop in the middle
Like
of the
songs would change like
all the time?
haphazardly.
Oh my God. You're going out of business.
The
Yeah.
question wasn't how long the train would run.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't even know if it would last to the point of your next destination. People would jump out the window.
Maybe.
Look,
He's the
doesn't even
conductor. He
care.
doesn't care.
I
They already
do.
paid for their ticket.
Yeah, exactly. I got their money.
You're getting sued. All right.
And what my train would look like, it would be large, sky blue,
Uh-huh.
and the smoke coming out would be purple.
Okay.
Why?
I thought you were gonna name a shape, and I'm like, you can't control the fucking shape of the smoke.
The smoke
Here we go.
looks like stars,
It's a good answer. I like it.
and where would it go? It would go to
What?
Fiji.
The
Ah.
train would go to Fiji,
Yeah.
so you just cross oceans and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously.
Would
Yeah.
it go over the water or through the water?
it would go up and down.
Oh, so like a roller coaster.
Cool. I want to go on this train.
See, I have my first passenger already.
She hasn't
Yes.
been on it yet. She hasn't been on it.
Yeah.
Does it now sound interesting?
I'll hold
Destiny,
off on my
I will
review.
give you very thick earplugs.
I just want, if you're gonna make it like soundproof, right? Like, give me a room that's completely soundproof that I don't have to listen to you fucking troll people the entire trip. That's a long trip.
It's a fast train.
How fast?
7?
What the fuck is 7?
Oh
Out
my
of 10.
God.
Okay, 7 out of 10. All right.
What about, isn't there like those really fast trains in Japan or something now that are on magnets or something?
Yeah, the magnet
Yeah.
bullet trains.
Yeah. Could be like that.
It could
That's
be like
still
that.
not fast enough. Where are we starting from?
Wherever.
I mean, we're going to Fiji. We know our end location. Where's the starting location? That's important.
Listen, the journey is all about the
Oh
friends
my
you
God,
make along the
shut
way,
the fuck up.
not the starting point, okay?
That is
Okay.
true.
Thank you, Mop. That's
Stop
amazing.
agreeing with him. Oh my God.
The journey is about the shape of the smoke coming out of the train. That is important.
finally.
God. I wish Darren were here.
Darren would be on this train.
He would be like, no.
Darren would be like, the smoke is in the shape of octopi.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. I wish he was here. You're lying. Stop lying.
I can't wait till he hears this and he's like, I wouldn't say any of this.
Just keep putting words into his mouth all
Yeah.
episode. All right, awesome. Let's move on to Mop's gaming history before we jump into what's new in just a little bit. So, Mop, whenever we have a new guest on, to help people familiarize themselves with a little bit, we like to talk about their gaming histories. So, like for me, growing up, I was a PlayStation kid and a Nintendo kid through and through. Destiny, give your 5-second history.
I started out with the Atari, and then that definitely dates me. The Atari, then I got the Game Boy first, the brick, and then from there we got the regular Nintendo. Then I was obviously a console girl before, and now I'm more of a computer girl.
Yeah.
What about you, Mop? What are some of the first games that you played? Where did you start out? How did we go from baby bunny Mop to Mop?
Adult Mop. So I remember I think we had a Super Nintendo, but I was so young. I don't really remember. I remember though my brother getting an N64 for Christmas and just being like so ecstatic, and I was like, "What is that?" Because I was young and didn't really understand. And so that's kind of when I got into games. I remember playing a lot of games with my cousins and my brother. We used to get together every weekend, and we play a lot of Smash Bros and work together on Donkey Kong 64 and all that kind of stuff. And we got a PlayStation, I guess, 1. And my brother and I used to always fight over who got to rent what games and how do I pick and all this stuff. And
so how were those battles settled? Who was the victor more than most?
That's a good question. I don't really remember. I think it eventually came down to my brother picked last week, so it's my turn to pick, I think.
Is your brother older than you or younger than you?
He's older, yeah.
Yeah. It just you talking about it reminds me of playing games with my little brother, and it's almost the same. Every weekend we would go and we get to rent a game, but my dad was kind enough to let us each pick out a game. So
wow, my mom sucks. No.
She's like, let's see who's gonna win this week. Let's pit them up against each other.
But yeah, so I have a lot of really fun memories of just growing up and being with all my family, and my mom and dad used to play games with us all the time. And I remember my dad played a lot of Twisted Metal with my brother and I. We had so many hours in that game.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and just playing Mario Kart with my mom and dad and all this stuff. So I grew up playing a lot of games like that. But I remember one time we were out at a store. I think we were at Best Buy or Future Shop or something way back in the day.
Rest in peace, Future Shop.
Yeah, right.
That's why I went out of business too. No, it didn't.
Sorry, yeah, Future Shop's gone. 8 years ago, 10
Way
years
gone.
ago. Yeah.
Was Circuit City the one that went out of business?
I think so.
I think we only had 3 of them near Toronto, so
we had Best Buy and Circuit City, and I think our Circuit City went out of business. I don't know. I might be lying.
I don't know. Circuit City's listening to this, and they're like, "No, we're still here.
We're still here.
Please."
There's at least 3 of us left.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so then I remember going to Future Shop or whatever, wherever we went, and I got one of those huge boxes of Barbie scuba diving, and I was so excited to get home and play this game, and I just played hours of that on the computer. And Barbie Pet Rescue was also my jam.
Nice.
So I was a bit of a more casual gamer back then, but yeah. And then as I got older in high school, I got really into Counter-Strike, and Counter-Strike was my game up until 2 years ago, I would say. I played that from high school till 2018 or something, a lot.
Damn,
nice.
son.
Yeah. So that was my game, really. Yeah. So
how many hours do you think you put in there? Best guess.
Well, in CS,
you can say years if you want.
Years, yeah, actually years. I can actually check Counter-Strike Go in my Steam.
Okay, Destiny, quick bet.
What?
How many hours?
Oh no, I'm not doing this with you.
Let's go. Come on.
No.
Say more than something.
Yeah.
More than 5 years worth. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say. Wait. So is the Steam list in days, months, years, or hours?
Hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
hours.
Okay. Over 75,000 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay. You guys overestimate me. I have 2,036, which I think is quite a lot.
I think it's because you're like, that was my shit. That was my jam. I was just like Counter-Strike. And we're like, yeah, she must have played that a lot.
Yeah, that's really funny.
70,000 in days.
But I also have like Counter-Strike 1.6. I played up until like Counter-Strike Go had already come out and I was still playing 1.6 for a while. So it was...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but Steam didn't record that for a long time, so I don't know how much I have.
My guess added up to 102 months.
Oh my god. That's a lot of months.
So wait, 102 months is how many years? 12? They're 12 months in a year. Just do it on the computer. I'm just trying to do math. But that's really dope. Like, I've never played a game.
8.5 years.
Oh
my god! I don't even think it's been out for that long.
Damn,
I kind of overshot that.
Yeah.
So when you put that into that account, like 2,000 is quite a bit.
For sure.
Yeah. No. Matt has like 3,000 on Animal Crossing. So yeah.
Hey, I have like 100. No, I'm like at almost 200. You have more in Animal Crossing than I do.
No, I don't.
You're at over 235.
Am I?
I checked your
Stop spying on me, man.
I was
oh, okay.
You guys are gonna have to add my Animal Crossing.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Yes, you can come to the Southern Hemisphere and get Australian goodies. Yeah.
Oh, I just got too excited. Sorry. I don't have any friends in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Oh yeah. So then Counter-Strike. So what caused you to move away from Counter-Strike finally in 2018?
So there's a few factors. I got into Rainbow Six Siege and I was just kind of like, this feels like more like modern Counter-Strike, I guess. Like Counter-Strike hasn't really changed for 14 years or something whenever it started coming out. And like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's good for the pros and all that stuff. But I think just with streaming full time, like you kind of need to get with the times a little bit. So it's partly that. And I was dating a Counter-Strike pro. And so we played a decent amount of that. And that breakup like destroyed me for a while.
Oh,
and that's okay. That's what when I was talking about moving here. That's kind of what pushed me. So it's good. It's good. Yeah. Blessing in disguise, actually. But it just kind of like left nothing against him. Like he's a good guy, but just left his like sour taste in my mouth a bit about Counter-Strike from that.
I won't go into it. Go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I'm like generally a really positive person on stream, and it like brings out this really toxic side of me. And I was like, it's really weird. I don't get salty in games. Like I don't like nothing. And Counter-Strike just makes me so grumpy and I talk so much shit and I don't do that. So I was like, I need to stop this. Like this doesn't help me in any way in my life.
Maybe that is a part of you and you need to embrace it. Like when people are fucking up your game, you gotta tell them that shit, man.
Maybe.
We're gonna have like a couple of days of like dark mop.
Yeah, right?
Oh my god, dark mop.
I'm gonna lose all my subscribers and followers. Like, who is this? This crazy girl.
Well, from what I know about your community, you seem to have like a pretty supportive and caring community. So I'm sure they'd be like, Shadow Mop, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You have to name yourself. Otherwise, they'd be like, what the fuck is happening? But if you came on Shadow Mop, they'd be
dark, like gothic makeup.
Oh my god.
Kink factor with that.
I should do this. That's funny. Yeah. Get like a black wig and like.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, dude. I would
just for Counter-Strike. Hilarious.
Glorious return.
Actually, that would be really dope. Like I know we're joking about it, but if you had like a different personality when you played that game, I haven't seen anybody do something like that before.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool.
My evil alter ego, and I'm just super toxic to everyone that talks to me.
Yeah. There are lots of people who love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can be the new Dr. Disrespect.
There you go. Now that he's gone.
Yeah, right.
So then, what do you think, out of all of your time spending time with games, what do you think is a game that matters to you? What a game that you maybe got you through a dark time, or a game that you think is important and should be talked about?
I think Gree is really fantastic. I always go back to this game. Have you played it?
Hold on. Did we do an entire podcast on Gris and just pronounce it wrong the entire time?
Is it Gris?
Yeah, it's Gree, which is gray in French.
Like, we did a whole podcast on it and we called it Gris the entire time.
Oh, no.
Like, what the fuck are they? They're not gamers. They didn't even say the fucking name right.
You know what? I've heard a lot of other people call it that. So I'm sure people like wouldn't notice. Maybe they were like, oh, maybe I called it wrong. But if you think about it, gris means gray in French. So it's, it's all about her life, like getting back her color from not having any color. And it's all very gray when you start it. So
yeah, it's a beautiful game. Like we played it last month. Like we all sat down and played it. It's like gorgeous. I still feel really bad that I've been mispronouncing the name of the game.
Yeah,
I love that so much.
Like a video game book club kind of thing where like every month or so we'll pick a new game and all play it so we can have a talk about it. And Gris was our first game because of how much it dealt with mental health and kind of dealing with grief.
Yeah.
So what about it stood out to you?
Well, I played it at I didn't actually know what it was about, and I don't think I would have played it at this time if I did, but I think it was very helpful to me. I lost a friend to suicide like 2 or 3 weeks before I played it. And she was like this beautiful girl with like always really bright colored hair. And playing that game, like, and dealing with all that stuff and like her like finding herself and like getting this really bright colored hair and stuff, I was just like, fuck, like it I bawled at the end of that. Like my playthrough's up on YouTube and I was like trying so hard not to cry, but that last like 5 minutes or whatever where the big music comes in and is all like really loud and just very visual and stuff, like, oh man. It's intense. Yeah. So I feel like it's a beautiful game, like even if you're not dealing with anything like that, but it just hit me at like the maybe worst and best time in my life at the same time. So yeah, it really stuck with me.
So, well, first, sorry about your loss. I mean, that's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
Possible to deal with. Mm-hmm. So do you think playing through Gris at that time, was that a cathartic experience, or do you think that was it more positive or negative overall, do you think? Because it's like mental health, especially in a time when you're dealing with grief, it's not exactly static. It swings violently back in different ways.
Yeah.
So how do you think that game impacted you? Do you think it was more cathartic experience, or?
I think a bit of both. Like I remember playing through it and just kind of being like, I feel really sad, but like happy at the same time that like this fictional girl has like found herself basically and like has essentially found the color back in her life, And so I guess it was kind of sad because I was like, I wish my friend could have done that, but also like, oh, like this girl like found hope and there is still like hope left in the world, and there's beauty and color and life everywhere and all that kind of stuff. And so it's I don't know. I have so many emotions towards that game where it like makes me very happy and very sad, and like I feel so many things at the same time. It's hard to describe, but it's so beautiful at the same time. I don't know. It's
For sure. Mm-hmm. I can relate a little bit because when I played Journey for the first time, it was soon after losing my grandmother. And that game, because again of just how it's kind of like a journey to the afterlife in a way, right? Like it left me in a place where I've always tried to go back and play it again, but I can never get through the first couple minutes. Do you think you'd ever go back to Gris and give it another playthrough, or is that kind of one of those games that you had your experience with it, and because of all the emotion, like it's one of those things that you'll just kind of leave?
I think I'll just leave it. Yeah, I had such a beautiful experience with it the first time that I don't think I can. Like there's no way I can replicate that. And I'm so glad that I have that saved up on my YouTube cuz like someday when I'm feeling brave I'll go back and watch that and like see how I was at that time and I think that'll be a really cathartic thing to watch that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be a beautiful
No.
experience. It'll be a really
Mhm.
nice thing to go back
See
to.
your
Yeah.
growth.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, I need to play Journey again. I played that and I kind of back when I was still really on Counter-Strike and I didn't play many like other games and
Mhm.
someone recommended it and I was kind of like, "Oh, like where's this game? Like what's going on? Like what the heck?"
Yeah.
And I wish cuz everyone talks about it and I don't remember loving it, but
It's
apparently it's
really
really good.
beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like you definitely benefit from just doing it in one sitting. It's only a couple hours long, and like for me, I think that was also at a time when like I was playing more and more quote unquote indie games, and especially
Yeah.
games that were like walking simulator quote unquote, right? And it hit in a really great way. So I mean, if you're ever curious, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I think it's on PC now, so maybe I'll
It
give it a
is.
go again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play Abzu after?
I've downloaded it and I just never got around to actually starting it.
Okay.
I have a weird thing with underwater games. It's really dumb, and there's really no reason for it. But like every time I hit like an underwater level in a game, I'm like, oh fuck, when is this over?
Oh, really?
So yeah, I
He
Ah.
just doesn't like it. I want him to play Subnautica,
Oh
but
my god. Subnautica is one of my favorite games of all time.
it's a dope
It's
fucking
so
game.
good. Yeah. I don't think you would get bored because there's so much to explore.
There's
And
so much to do.
yeah, and so many
promise
cool
I'll give it a try.
creatures. Yeah. It's really
And
good.
especially now that I picked up the Xbox, I have Subnautica on Game Pass, so I promise I'll try it. I'll go
Good.
I'm not excited about it or anything.
I'm really stoked.
There
Okay,
are
all right.
parts where you get to walk on land, so
You do get to walk on land sometimes,
yeah.
Best parts
but
of the
that's
game.
boring.
It is boring.
So-
Well, shit. All right, let's move on to what's new. Destiny, let's start with you this week. What's new? What's been going on? What have you been playing?
Well, homie, I've been like playing, 235 hours of Animal Crossing.
I told you.
Yes.
Yeah, I just checked. And I also I told you guys about it, but I got that huge game package that supported Black Lives Matter and it had like a ton of fucking games in it.
On itch.io, right?
Yeah, on itch.io. And they actually went way over their goal. Like they surpassed their goal by I don't know how much. But I played a game called Milkmaid of the Milky Way.
Okay.
Interesting name.
So I like really weird, quirky games, right? And this game is like, it's a point and click kind of game, but everything's done in rhyme. So it was like really fun reading everything, like all the dialogue's done in rhyme, all the stories done in rhyme. And it's from like the milkmaid's point of view. And it's kind of like a sad story, actually. And it's like she's finding herself like, I'm not going to tell a bunch of it. Anyway, it's this journey of growth. And there's funny parts in it, and there's and it's very short. It's probably like a 1 to 2 hour game.
Nice.
But it was award winning. Like it got a lot. It came out in 2017. It's like a 64-bit pixelated game.
Mm-hmm.
The animation's really spot on, and I really enjoyed it. Like I think it was made by one guy. I can't remember.
I'll look it up.
Thank you.
Milkmaid of the Milky Way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just, I don't know, I fucking loved the game. It was so good. And I don't know what I was expecting when I got it. I was just like, I like play games when I see like the poster art or something and I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. But the game looks nothing like the poster art at all.
It was created by one developer, Mattis Machine Boy Folkstad.
Yeah. So it's a great game. If you ever have like some time I definitely think you should pick it up. But it's one of those games where you have to solve puzzles. So it's clicking, solving puzzles, getting things to go together so that you can progress through the game.
I'll have to give this a whirl. I picked up that Itch.io bundle as well. So
Bro, there's so many games in there. Many. It's ridiculous. Like, some of them remind me of like old school games that you would play on Sega.
Cool.
And, like, Super Nintendo and all this stuff. So, yeah, definitely check it out. But if you have a chance, MopGarden, and you just like, you want to play something, but you don't want to get too into it, I would suggest playing that. I also picked it because the protagonist was a female, and I like to try to play as many games with female protagonists as possible.
Yeah, same. I love badass females in
games. Girl.
So good.
Have you played the new Streets of Rage?
No. Should I?
Bruh, you have got to play it. It is fucking amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
What?
It's like one of the classic side-scroller beat-em-ups.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sure it's like one of those things like once you see it, it'll click.
Yeah.
I'm not big on those kinds of games either, but we played it as a Let's Play, and I actually ended up falling in love and went back and beat the entire thing.
No way.
Did you beat it with Senna?
Yeah, Senna and I beat it.
Oh my god. That's great.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Just playing, getting jealous of other people's islands, realizing my island will never look like that.
Oh my god. Do you look up YouTube tutorials? Or like,
I do. And I realize how toxic it is. It's almost like on Instagram and being like, oh my god, her makeup is so good. Why can't I do makeup like that? It's just like that.
Mm-hmm. And I've tried to copy people's like stone patterns for paths, and they're just crap. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, they're so creative. Like people have like little cities and roads, and I saw someone who used the race car bed and they put them on the streets like they were actual cars.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? I never even thought of doing something like that.
Yeah, I saw somebody made like a drive-in movie theater kind of thing, and I'm like,
my shit is so basic, man. It's so basic.
Cool. I saw someone sorry.
Go ahead.
Someone from my stream, he did like things in the distance next to his ocean of like small towers, and then put like small trees and small furniture so it looks like you're looking into the distance, and he has like the look through goggles to make it look like you like have to like see the little city. It is so cool.
That's so
dope.
Yeah, I wish I could show you guys.
Come to my island now because my island is so basic. It's like I still don't know how to put on eyeshadow. That's the equivalent of what my
yeah, I feel the same way.
What about you, Mop? What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
This past week I've actually been playing Duke Nukem 3D. Funny enough. Okay. Yeah, they remastered it and it's on Steam. It's a little bit of nice memories there from my childhood. The other week I played a cool game.
How's that going back to that? I've never played any of the Duke Nukem games.
What?
Yeah.
You have to do it. There's so many good like quotes from that game that people use. Like, it's amazing. You gotta do it.
Okay, I'll give it a whirl. Is it kind of like an arena shooter?
No, it's like a first person shooter, but like old Doom style of the game.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, just don't get Duke Nukem Forever. That's like,
I've heard enough stories about Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, do not get that. But yeah, so I've been doing that. And then the other week I played a cool ocean. I love oceans. So a game called Beyond Blue, which was made by people that were inspired by like National Geographic or something. So it's all about aquatic life and stuff like that, which was cool. And Animal Crossing, Siege, my usuals.
Have you gone swimming in Animal Crossing yet?
Oh my god, yes. It's so nice. Have you?
Yeah, I did. I did earlier today. I was like at work with like my Switch under my desk. I'm like, download the update so I can play at lunch. Download the update.
Yeah.
I can't. I tried, but the camera's like right there, and I was like,
oh no. Unfortunate. Yeah, it's so cute.
It's super cute. And like when Pascal showed up for the first time, I kind of squealed a bit. Like I love otters and like beavers, and I don't know which one he is, but fuck it. So when he like rolled up, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I don't know who that is. I'm excited. No.
If you go diving enough, if you get a certain thing, a new animal character shows up, and he's like, "Hey, you want to give me that?"
Ooh.
And he'll actually give you like mermaid style.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fucking dope. Is it only for June?
No, this is like in perpetuity from now on.
Ooh,
wow.
Nice.
I wonder, I went swimming with people on my island, so I wonder if he didn't show up because there were people there. Because so much gets wrecked in multiplayer.
Yeah, no, it does. It's a specific, I think it's like a muscle or something. It's like it's one specific thing that he'll pop up and ask you for.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Nice. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, what about you? Well, thanks, Destiny.
Yeah, what about you?
What about me?
Oh, Matt. Yeah, what about you?
I wrapped up The Last of Us Part 2 yesterday.
Ooh.
And I won't say anything about it other than that I fucking loved it.
Did you cry?
And, pardon me?
Did you cry?
Multiple times. Yeah, I
heard
multiple
it's a very
times
emotional game.
It is. But I fell in love with the first one, and then I stayed away from everything leading up to this one, outside of a couple trailers. So when the game leaked a couple months ago, I stayed way the fuck away. And I'm glad I did, because the story that the game tells and the way that the game plays is just fucking fantastic. And a lot of the vitriol being thrown at the game is definitely by just a bunch of big-ass man babies. People have taken up arms about the fact that the protagonist is an LGBTQ plus, female protagonist.
Of course they have. It's so dumb.
Yeah. They've gotten pissed that the game has a lot of representation. A lot. And they've review bombed it and shit. And it's just like, they definitely make a bunch of bold choices with their story, but all of them are well warranted. And like, the creators of the game have gotten like death threats. They've had a bunch of like anti-Semitic comments thrown at them because they're like, you don't care about the characters. You don't know what you're doing. People need to grow the fuck up.
Yeah. People are so dumb.
You can't make everybody happy. So
yeah,
the people who are enjoying the game, or at least.
Yeah. It's sounding like crazy. And like for anybody who's remotely interested in like, if you've heard rumors or if you looked at the leaks and you're like, no, I don't want to play that shit. Try. Because the story, and there were moments that made me insanely uncomfortable. There were parts that I was just like, I don't know if I like this, but by the time I got to the end, it completely came around. And it's like, that's kind of the point. They do some really, really, really interesting story stuff. So if you're at all curious,
pushing, right?
Pardon me?
They're like really pushing you to like.
Yeah. Cause it's like, you make no choices. The story is what the story is.
Right.
So if you're at all curious, and Ellie is one of the coolest fucking protagonists in all of gaming. I love her so much. So go play Last of Us Part 2. Fuck the hate. It doesn't deserve it.
I've heard a lot of those uncomfortable moments are like, they're good because they make you uncomfortable. So it's like proving a point, kind of thing, which is good. Yeah.
It's like, you could tell that every decision that they made, and even gone to like down to the simple way that you kill enemies, like there's intent behind everything that they did. And even though there were moments where I was just like, there were points where I was like, I literally put the controller down and I was like, I don't want to do what the game wants me to do. And like, it took me like a minute or two to like build up the courage almost. Cause I was like, I don't want to do this.
Right.
Ooh, that's a good game. Like when it affects you so much in real life where you have to like put it down for a minute. I love that.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's incredible. So if anybody's on the fence, definitely go check it out. I thought it was amazing.
How long was your playthrough? Sorry.
No, it's all good. About 20 hours.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Give or take. Yeah, something around there. It's a bit longer than the first one, but I think it's
worth it.
Well warranted.
Right.
Other than that, I did some swinging in Animal Crossing, which was fun. The one thing that I could say is like, I just wish that you swam a little bit faster.
Yes, you do swim slow.
Yeah, like I was surprised by how much space they give you to swim, which is awesome. I was a little worried that they were going to kind of shrink it in.
Yeah.
But you do move a bit slow.
You can't speed up, like run or anything.
You know can, how, like, you can, but even still, it's still kind of you're not moving that quick.
Oh, okay.
What did you think, Mop? What did you think about the swimming?
Yeah, I love the little swimsuits. Freaking adorable. Yeah, it was a little slow. I want to do like races, but then I was like, well, there's no way to really win or lose because it's all the same speed. So yeah. But yeah, it's cool. I like doing the reactions in the water because they look really derpy. It's pretty great.
Oh my god, I haven't tried that yet.
Yes. The sneeze one's really good because she just kind of like shoves her face in the water, and they're pretty great. But yeah, I love that they added that. It's so cool. Again, I love ocean stuff, and the like fish part of the museum is I'll just go in there and just like sit and watch my fish. Like
yeah.
Like
it's super pretty.
Yeah. The museum is so well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Very
I've heard cool things about like the new stuff that they add for like all the animals and like the starfish and the jellyfish that you can get now. Apparently it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught an octopus and he was just chilling and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute.
It's super adorable.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to our main topic for today. So we're going to start with, I'm pulling an article from Variety.com here by Elise Schaefer. We're going to start with the very, very sad news that Byron Reckfel Bernstein, popular Twitch streamer, dies at 31 years old. I'm going to pull a couple of paragraphs straight from the article, so go give them a click. Byron Reckfel Bernstein, a popular video game streamer on Twitch, has died according to social media posts from his ex-girlfriends and brother. He was 31. According to Blue Magical, his ex-girlfriend and one of the people who initially confirmed his death on social media, Bernstein died by suicide. Bernstein went by the name Reckfel on Twitch, where he was best known for his World of Warcraft streams and had over 936,000 followers. Most recently, Bernstein had been working as a developer on his own video game, Everland, which was set to release later this year. There's been a lot going on in the video game space on Twitter and Twitch recently, and there's a lot of people coming forward with stories of sexual abuse and sexual harassment. There's a lot of people talking about their experiences with mental health. And Mop, what I kind of want to talk to you about is, as a streamer, as a full-time streamer, right? Like as a content creator, the internet can be a pretty toxic place. And I mean, like, I want to know, like, how do you deal with your mental health being in the public eye constantly?
I'm really lucky. Like, I honestly don't know how I've done this. I've curated like an amazing community. Like, they're so nice, and I might get a troll that comes in my chat every 3 or 4 streams. And if they do, like, my community's just like, they're kind of like my big brothers. Like, they're just kind of like, hey, like, fuck off, get out of here, you know? Like, you're ruining it for everyone. And so like I'm really lucky in the sense that I don't get bullied online. I mean, knock on wood, I don't have any wood here, but it's yes, thank you. So for me, like, luckily my mental health problems come from overworking myself, which I'm very aware that I do, and overextending in terms of trying to talk to people every day in DMs after stream, and trying to do YouTube and trying to do Instagram and all this stuff. And so that's something I need to really check in with myself and be like, hey, are you doing all right? And like, if I'm not taking a day off and, you know, catching up on what I need to do and all that stuff. Do
you find your community is pretty supportive when you're kind of like, hey guys, I need to take a day today?
Yeah, they're amazingly supportive, and I'm very open and honest about my mental health, and I'm on meds for anxiety and stuff, and so it's, you know, I tell people that because I think it's important to be honest with people, and if I'm not feeling good, like, why would you hide that? So I say that to them, and they're all like, okay, you know, we'll see you in a few days and take all the time you need. And so I love them for that. It's great. Because I think they know that I take stuff seriously. Sorry?
I think it's great that you're so transparent about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really admire that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's something I've always been really like not I've always thought that was really important, I guess. Because people look up to streamers. I find it weird people look up to me because I'm like, I'm just a person playing video games. But I think people that also have their own mental health problems and, struggle with being shy or anything like that, with me talking about that, being like, yeah, I'm on medication for anxiety and I'm a very shy person and I'm very introverted and need to recharge. And I think knowing that people aren't alone in that and this person that they kind of put on a pedestal is also that way is really, really helpful. So I think being honest about that is huge. So
yeah, it makes you more relatable. And I think that's why some influencers on Instagram and content creators and video game streamers are what people are looking for now, instead of going towards movie stars, because they feel like they have a connection with that person. And I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Because there is this weird disconnect when you think about people who are stars and people who are just you put them on this pedestal. So I know you feel weird about it, but I also do a webcomic, and I have people all the time who write and say, oh my God, reading your comic each week is the best part of my week, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
I do our comic is so dumb sometimes, but
that's good though.
Yeah, to hear that is just amazing, because you don't expect people to be like, oh my God, you really helped me through this. And helping people through something without even trying is amazing. To me, it's amazing that
no, it is
we
amazing.
can sit and do that kind of thing. So I think it's really good that you're transparent about
Thank you. What's your webcomic?
It's called Pudding and Flan, and it's the first time
This is the first time you've name dropped it.
Really? What is you're on Instagram, I assume, with it?
We're on Instagram and Facebook, and we have a website and all
Destiny,
that stuff.
I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
I've tried to pull it out of her live so many times, and all it took was Mop to show up, and you finally name dropped
it. But, I found you on Instagram, so I'll add you.
Okay.
And I'll check it out.
What was it? Pudding
and Flan.
Pudding and
it's actually about two gamer girls. So
no way. People will love that.
Weird. I'll send it to you.
Spell it out. Spell it out. So if anybody wants to follow it, now you put it out there because it's fucking awesome.
P as in purple, U, D as in dog, I, N as in Nancy, and Flan. So F as in Frank, L, A as in apple, N as in Nancy. Pudding and Flan. So the desserts.
Yeah, pudding and flan.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, dude. I'm so proud of you finally sharing. Mop, thank you for finally being the one to get it.
No, that's awesome.
We're only on episode 44, and I finally was like, oh.
Yeah, fuck.
Hell yeah. I still can't. I don't know why I can't find you. Pudin.
And FLAN.
Oh, I didn't put the N in. Or and. Okay. I got you. All right. Awesome.
Yeah, so that's
you have a lot of followers. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
So did you find this vulnerability that you're it seems like you're really willing to put this out there, which is super, super important. And for myself, I've struggled with anxiety and depression for quite a long time, and some PTSD symptoms as well. And I connect with people who are willing to put this out there so readily. And that's something that we've always tried to do on this podcast, is to say when we're having a bad day, that's just kind of, it deserves to be talked about. Do you always find it easy to talk about this stuff on a public platform, or was that something that you kind of adjusted to over time?
I feel like I've adjusted to it quite a bit. But saying that, if there's new people in my chat that I don't really know, or say I get rated for 150 people or something, like I would not talk about it. So it's I don't know why. I guess just new people, and I'm like, it's kind of like going up to a stranger and being like, "Hey, I have anxiety," you know. Whereas my community, like, they know me so well, and they're with me every day, and they know what sets me off and all that kind of stuff. So it's
Well, it's like you built this family, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's yeah, I get that. I totally get it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's I've been doing that for probably the first 2 years of my streaming. I didn't, because I was like, oh, I need to keep up this perfect persona and all this stuff. And then one day I had a really rough morning where someone was like giving me all this hate for like dating this guy, and he was really jealous and was like calling me a slut and stuff. And I was just really upset. And so I was like 2 hours late for stream, and I came on and was like, listen, like, I'm just not having a good day. And after that, I was like, that felt really nice. And everyone was really supportive. And I was like, why haven't I done this like sooner? So, you know, thanks for calling me a slut, because you helped me open up about this stuff. So
Jesus, it sucks that you
the
had
silver lining.
Yeah,
right?
it sucks you had to deal with it, but I'm glad that it kind of brought a, you know, a more comfortable spot for you in the end of it, right? Because I mean, if it ended up helping you being able to communicate this kind of stuff, I mean, still fuck that guy.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But blessing in disguise, really. So yeah, it's kind of a learned behavior. Streaming is very like, the more you do it, the more you just kind of do stuff without thinking about it. And I just kind of like do it now. I don't know. So yeah.
So what made you decide to like stream? Like, I know for me, when I did it for like that short amount of time, I was like, I'm playing games, so why not just stream it? Like, that's literally what my thought was.
Yeah.
So like,
that was part of it. I was like, well, I hear people make all this money, so, you know, I may as well make money from playing games. But I really just, I had friends that were like, you should go do it. And I watched someone for a long time. I was like, okay, like, that's cool. I see why people enjoy this. And just kind of one day was like, all right. And what really sold me for it was, I was, funny enough, also going through a breakup. And I go through those a lot, apparently. And having the community there to like help me through that, like, really was just like, okay, like, I like this. It's nice having friends that don't like know you as intimately as your other friends somehow, for some reason. I don't know. Like,
I totally get that.
Yeah, it's weird to say out loud, but yeah. So
that anonymity of your past, almost, it's freeing in a way, right? Because like, I feel like it's kind of like you choose what you want to put out there, and then as you get more comfortable, you feel more comfortable being more of yourself.
Right.
But like, at that point, people are already in, right? Like, if they're with you, they're with you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just nice having like that outside view. You know what I mean? Like, having people care for you who you don't even know, and you're just like, wow, like, thank you.
Yeah.
You know? And that's amazing, because I actually was going through this is crazy. I wonder if all female streamers have done this because of a great breakup. But I actually started streaming to try to take my mind off of a breakup that I had just had before moving to Korea. And so like, even though a lot of my followers were like young, like, I don't know, like adolescent boys, I definitely said what my age was, and they don't fucking care. Like,
no.
At all. They do not care. But it wasn't like they weren't weird. They just all had little crushes on me. And it was like so cute. And I actually, this is funny, I actually like added some of them on stream, and I would play Unturned. I don't know if you know what this game is. It's like super stupid, funny, like zombie game, but everybody looks like, I don't know, like Minecraft characters.
Yeah, I have seen that.
And I'm absolutely terrible at it. But like, it was just fun to be playing with other people. And this little kid, he was like 13 or 12 at the time, messaged me like a month ago, and he's like, when are you going to start streaming again? He's like fucking 16 now.
Oh my God.
It's just like, wow, like, it's crazy the impact you make on people's lives. And like, I don't think they know how much I needed them during that time, but like, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, like, because I feel like when you're on your stream too, I don't know about you, but I didn't hide that I was a gamer for a long time, but I didn't like express how into games I was, I guess. So going on stream and just being like, yeah, I'm a big freaking nerd that makes stupid jokes and
Yeah.
is just kind of like a lame-o all the time. Like having an outlet to do that, and again, not that my friends would ever shame me for that, but just like to really have an outlet for that it's really nice. Yeah.
So do you think streaming as a whole has been a positive thing for your mental health?
Yes and no. It's nice to have all those people there and stuff, but it's very stressful. Streaming full time is like you're always worried about your numbers. You're always worried about gaining Twitter followers and losing Twitter followers and putting out content on Instagram and just like everything. And that's like a very taxing thing. And like it'll be like 10 p.m. at night and I'll be like, okay, I gotta wind down for the evening. And then I'll look at my phone and have like 3 Twitter DMs and I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to think about stream right now. But you can't like avoid it, So there's yeah.
It becomes your job, and it's your livelihood. So
yeah,
I understand that.
Yeah.
How do you like to come down from a day of streaming, especially if it's a more rough day than normal? Like, how do you like to come down from it all?
Back home, I would go to the gym when, gyms were open. So that's unfortunate that that's gone. I'm a very lazy person and like, I refuse to work out at home. I don't know why. I can't do it. So I've lost that outlet. But honestly, just watching TV and just like laying there and just kind of being a zombie is like my favorite thing because you can just turn off and just watch stupid drama shows and just chill,
What's your go-to TV show?
Oh my god, I shouldn't say.
Yeah,
come on.
I love shitty MTV drama shows. Like it's really embarrassing and I know it's bad, but like The Challenge, Teen Mom, I've seen every episode. Like it's horrible and I know I should stop, but it's like I just want literally like something I don't have to think about. Like I don't want to watch
mindless entertainment.
Yeah. I don't want to watch dark and like need to like read subtitles and put together timelines and stuff. I don't know if you guys have watched Dark.
You want to bust out the whiteboard?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
Yeah. It's good, but it's all like different timelines and stuff.
It's a new show. Is it on Netflix?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be really good, but like super fucked up.
What's it called?
Dark.
Oh no, I watch cartoons.
Okay.
Yeah. I calm down. Yeah. So like I watch like Clarence and We Bare Bear and like I just finished watching Kipo and the Wonder Beast, which is fucking amazing.
I watched the first episode. It was super dope.
Oh my god, I just finished binging the second season. It was so
I've never heard of that.
Oh my god, girl, get on it.
Kipo
and the Wonder Beast.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's super cute.
It's super
and the art
cute.
style is awesome.
And they push like LGBTQ. Like there's just a lot of like cute. It's so good. It's so inclusive.
I like that. I'll watch that. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Something that I was kind of curious about, do you think streaming has impacted your enjoyment of games at all? Like has it changed how you interact with games?
100%. Before I was streaming, I would like, you get home from work and you're like, yeah, I can finally like wind down with some games. But now like when I'm done stream, I like turn off my computer. I'm like, nope, no games. Animal Crossing actually.
6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Animal Crossing is the first game that I've played in probably 2 or 3 years off stream, like more than like 5 hours.
No shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's the first one that sucked me back in. And I know it's hard for me because everyone's always like, why don't you play games off stream with us? But I'm just like, I've been talking for 7 hours. I don't want to.
You're tired.
Yeah. I don't want to talk more.
And it's like you're expected to be on the entire time, right? You can't really turn off for half an hour while you're streaming, right? I mean, it's like when you're on, you're on.
Yeah, exactly.
And Animal Crossing is such a like wind down game. Like most of my game time is like right before I go to bed. Like I'm laying in bed playing it.
Watching some stars shoot across the sky.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
The perfect game.
Well, I'm glad Animal Crossing does that for you because like it's been super cathartic. It's a super relaxing, cathartic game. Like to just sit there and be like, what am I going to do today? I'm going to just catch some fish.
Yeah. I will fish for fucking hours. Like the other day I did like the Scorpion Island and I was on there all day until I filled up my whole thing. Yeah. I was so excited about the turnaround. Like I made so much money.
That's amazing. I still haven't caught a scorpion. I need to get on that. I know.
It's scary, right? Because they fucking chase you.
Yeah. I had them the month before you guys had them where you had tarantulas. And every time I see them, I was like, what is that thing? And then it would charge at me and I'd be like, what but I didn't know how to catch it. So I just kept dying to them. So
yeah. Your characters, like your islanders get scared too. I didn't know that. So like Zucker was like freaking out because there was a scorpion near his front door. And I only realized he was like, okay, after I caught it, because he literally had like a sigh of relief.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, Zucker, glad I can help you out, son.
That's so cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they freak the fuck out.
They freak out.
If you're getting chased by one and you stop to talk to them, they'll be like, I'd love to help you, but bye.
Oh, yeah. They will fucking leave you if you get chased. Wasp fucked me up. Like the first couple of days I played the game, I was so scared to shake trees.
Do you know the trick now for wasps?
Yeah. Okay, I catch them all the time.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So the last kind of question that I want to ask you before we move on to a bit of news here. When you were first starting streaming, did you ever think about all the positive good that you were going to do? Because, I mean, it sounds like your community loves you. And, like, especially you being such an honest streamer, right? I mean, to put out your struggles out there, right? It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of good that you do is incredible. So, like, looking back, did you ever see that trajectory coming? Did you ever kind of feel like, you know what? Maybe one day I'll be able to help someone.
No, definitely not. It's weird because like in my whole life, whenever people have asked me what I want to do when I get older, I've always just said like, I just want to help people. And I didn't really know what that was going to be. And streaming was just going to be a hobby of mine. And then when I kind of saw that happening, I was like, okay, it's kind of a cool thing. But it's weird. Like I always just feel like, oh, I'm just a person. You know, I'm just here playing games. So I don't know. I wish I could help people more. Like if people come in and they're like, I'm having a deep depression, I'm just like, sorry, I'm not a therapist. Like, you know, here's some resources, but I want to help you, but I can't, like, you know? And I think that's hearing about Wreckful and like experiencing a friend who committed suicide and stuff has made me realize like I'm not like certified to deal with this stuff. And as much as I would love to like help people through that, I just can't, you know? So I'm glad to help out in other ways, but I wish I could really help people. But
well, I mean, from the times that I've seen you stream and stuff, like I think people do even just having a bit of an escape, right? I mean, a positive spot in this roller coaster is a nice place to go to. So
yeah, thank you.
Sending out resources and stuff is definitely important. And I just, you know, I think you've done a bunch of good, and that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I do my best, and I really try to put on like a bright face for people. Like this morning, hearing this news, I like laid in bed crying for like half an hour, and I was like, okay, you know, you've had your time. Now go like try to be a good, positive like place for other people to go and escape this now. Like it, you know, it sucks. We're all mourning and stuff, the community, but if I can help people get through their day a little bit happier, then that's awesome. So
And I think that's super important. So, like, kudos to you for being honest and for being wonderful.
You.
So, thank you for kicking ass.
Thank you. Thank you for thinking I kick ass. That's nice.
No worries. All right. Well, if anybody is struggling and anybody, is looking for any sort of solace or support, please, there's no shame in therapy. There's no shame in looking for help. Talk to someone, find a therapist, and don't ever think you're alone in dealing with any of it, because even if you hop onto someone's stream just for someone to give you a bit of a bright spot, it's never anything to be ashamed of.
For sure.
All right, let's jump into a bit of news before we wrap up. We're going to talk about a couple news stories here. I'm going to pull from VentureBeat. This comes from Jeff Grubb. Xbox Indie event coming July 21st. Microsoft revealed plans to roll out demos for a number of upcoming Xbox One games. The company announced in a blog post today that it will enable Xbox One owners to try out between 75 to 100 unreleased games starting July 21st and running through July 27th as this part of the Summer Games Fest. This gives developers a place to show off demos that they were likely already working on for various and now canceled trade shows and fan gatherings. So Xbox, this is fucking awesome. They're essentially going to be like, here's almost 100 demos, just play it. Destiny, especially at a time when E3 is not happening, how important do you think something like this is?
Oh, I think it's huge. I think it's huge because even though we do have E3, you have to buy a ticket. You have to be affiliated to actually get into E3. Not everybody has that kind of time or money. So this opens up the possibilities for a lot of people who couldn't fucking fly out to the locations that they had to do E3 to actually get a chance to see some of this stuff. I think this will be a big boost for any creators at this time. It opens up a lot of doors, and it just gets to a lot. It puts the game in front of a lot more people than E3 could have ever done. So anybody who has an Xbox basically can sit down and see some of these games, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. What do you think, Bob? Do you do a lot of console gaming, or are you pretty much PC and Switch?
Since I moved to Australia, I left my PS4 and Xbox at home, but I used to, if there was something that interested me, for sure. I think it's really cool, because all this work would have just never seen eyes, really, right? So it's really cool that they're putting it out there, and who knows what sort of cute developer you'll find that you might love for the future. So very cool.
And then you can get his digits and maybe ask him out on
yeah. Hell yeah.
That's the 4G chess over here.
Always thinking ahead, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for anybody interested, check it out. That'll run from July 21st to July 27th. The next piece of news, something that I'm super excited about, this is coming from Eurogamer by the way of Matt Wales. Dreams VR is finally coming. Media Molecule's impressively flexible PlayStation 4 creation tool Dreams will finally be getting PSVR support this month starting on July 22nd. I'm super excited.
I'm excited that you're excited.
Yeah.
Mop, do you dabble in VR at all?
No, I've never owned one, but I've played a bit. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Dreams is one of those things that's super impressive, and I play it for little chunks at a time because there's so much there, and quality varies wildly. But the cool stuff that people can make is super interesting, and VR support looks dope. They actually have proper move support control, and to get in there and see what kind of shit people can make.
Cool.
I think it's gonna be super exciting.
Yeah. The only thing I've seen from Dreams is Donkey's videos. Do you watch Donkey? And those are pretty great. So that's all I know about the game is from Donkey.
Yeah, it's super, super cool. But yeah, there's some really interesting stuff on there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so for anybody who's interested in PSVR or Dreams, it's finally happening. Woohoo!
Woo!
The last piece of news, which we already touched on just a little bit, Animal Crossing is getting its big ol' update today. This is coming from Eurogamer, by the way, of Emma Kent. Arriving today on July 3rd, the first wave of the summer update will let players dive into the ocean and swim around. As predicted in an earlier data mine, you'll also be able to dive for sea creatures, which, of course, you can then donate to Blathers. I wonder how he feels about lobsters.
Well, we had crawdads, so...
Yeah, but he doesn't like insects.
I know, but did he freak out when you gave him the crawdad? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't remember. So this was the first one. The first wave is coming out. They announced there's going to be another huge update coming in a month. Mop, what do you want from Animal Crossing in this next update?
Dating options.
Dating options. Yes, I want to date all my villagers. I think my biggest thing is, I don't know that they'll ever do this, but I feel like you're really rushed in the beginning to pay off your house. And then you're kind of like, well, what do I do with my money now? Like, there's not really, once you get a few good turn-up days, you're just like rich. And then you're like, okay.
Oh,
So, yeah, I would love for them to either have the option of expanding your island or buying a private island and being able to like boat over to it and have that be in addition to your island.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really fucking dope.
Yeah. I don't think they'll do it.
More hairstyles.
Sorry?
I want them to add more hairstyles. I actually want them to add more ethnic hairstyles.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love for some new shops and shit to finally hit. And like with the summer update being like, you can go swimming. I wonder what's going to come next.
Maybe Nook's Cranny will update into a mall.
Ooh.
Nook's Mall.
That would be cool.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I really wonder. I mean, like this game is selling like crazy still. So I would love for them to do some cool things. A separate private island sounds really cool.
Yes.
But even just thinking about that gives me more anxiety about like, oh fuck, how would I even decorate that?
Yeah.
Maybe don't decorate it. Maybe like leave it as like, I don't know, a resort kind of thing.
Yeah, that's your retreat.
More buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I would.
Yeah. I think
some pre-made buildings that you could just plop down would be kind of dope. And then you could just change some of the stuff. Because right now I feel like it's so automated, like you can't pick anything. So if you had a private island and you're like, oh, I want like this kind of building, or I want a castle, or I want this, like you just have it. It would cost a lot of money probably, but
but like I'm okay with that. You know?
Yeah. I've got like 10 million bells sitting in my account and I'm just like, sure, I'll buy another 100,000 bell computer. I mean, there's fuck else to do with this.
Yeah. You'll buy the 100.
So rich. I have 4 million.
I think I only have 2 million. I'm like, oh, that's plenty. Because I'm never gonna use it. You know? Did you buy the expensive violin? It's like 170,000 or something. It's like that's stupid, but you may as well buy it. So
it's exactly like I have the money and I don't have that thing. I'm never gonna use it, but okay.
You know what I would like? I would like to, with the update, to have more space in your home without having to add more space. You know what I mean? Like more storage space would be nice. Because I feel like I have so much stuff that I don't want to get rid of. But like at some point I might want to like change out and redecorate without having to rebuy the shit.
Yeah.
So if we had more storage space for all the things you wanted, that would be cool.
True.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
I'm hoping they do more. Like I really want to see the animals swimming. I don't know if they're going to, but even just like being like, if I can just like go for a swim and like Joey, my little duck, just goes swimming by and I'll be like, what up?
Oh my God, I hope they do.
Right? It would be such a cute little thing, but I think it would just like make the island feel like a lot more lived in.
Yeah.
I wish they could come visit you in your house. I just realized that they never come visit you. They visit each other and you visit them, but they never come to your house to visit.
True.
Yeah, I know.
Rude.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of all of our fun stuff. Mop, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
I hope you had fun on this little wild ride of ours.
Yes, it was great. Thank you.
Definitely have to have on again. This was like so refreshing to have like another female game. And okay, let me just say that Madison, this is not, but I know Madison, so it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I actually gonna listen, and she's like, I was on there, and I'm like, yeah, you were on.
Listen, Madison, you're great.
You're great, Madison.
You're great.
You're amazing, Madison.
But yeah, well, thanks again, Mom. We really had a lot of fun with you on, and we do hope you come back to visit us again soon.
Yeah, thank you. It's been awesome.
And we're definitely going to hold you coming to your island to come check out the Southern Hemisphere.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's a thing. You put it out there. I'm going to be there all the time.
Absolutely. I'll send you my friend code after.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that brings us to the end. Destiny, is there anything else that you have on your chest or anything else that you want to get out there?
just my bra. No, I'm kidding. So,
oh my God, I feel you.
But like, I just want to say again, thank you for coming on MopGarden. Everybody who's listening, fucking go check her out. Like, if you haven't checked her out yet, like, what are you waiting for?
Plug your shit. Where can people find you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm everywhere with just the name MopGarden. Easy finds. Twitter,
It was
Insta,
easy.
YouTube.
Like, I was like stalking her on Instagram. I was like, MopGarden. Damn, son.
I'm the worst Instagrammer. I hate taking selfies, but it's all people want. It's a pain.
Oh my God. You're so adorable. Guys, she's so pretty.
Aww.
Like, she has like the most beautiful eyes.
Man, thank you.
Look at her on Instagram. Don't be creepy. You know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Please, guys, go check her out. Go check out her streams. They're a wonderful place to be. Mop, is there anything left that you want to say? Anything left you got banging around in that head of yours?
No, there's not much going on in there. Mostly moths. Thank you so much for having me. yeah. Ding, ding, ding. No, thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thanks again. And again, just one more time before we wrap, please, if you're suffering, if there's anything going on, if you're looking for a place to feel included, or if you're looking for somebody to talk to, please reach out to friends, please reach out to family, journal, get your thoughts down. There's a lot of different ways that you can kind of help try and get yourself out of a bad tailspin. And please, if it's possible, if you can afford it, please go to therapy. Make sure that you feel like you're never alone.
Yeah, and that's really important that you're not alone. A lot of us are feeling like the same things and we think it's just us. But like once you put it out there, you'll find out that a lot of people are dealing with similar emotions. So don't ever feel completely alone. Yeah. You can even write us here.
Yeah, for sure.
Get on our Facebook or our Instagram. It's like, if you're feeling some sort of way, we've been through all kinds of shit. We have like 3 people here and we're all clinically insane. So
hell yeah.
We got you. All right, everybody, please like, subscribe, follow, put this shit everywhere. We really, really appreciate it. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and all the other major streaming platforms. Get ready for a new episode of BOB Games next week on our YouTube channel. We're going to be playing some Human Fall Flat. Human Fall Flat's going to go
nice.
Okay.
Yes. No, I'm a liar. Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. Yes. Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time is going to go on.
Okay, because I was like,
I was just like, hold on. No, Fever Dream. Thank you guys so much. We had a blast listening. We'll catch you next week. Destiny, say bye.
Bye.
MopGarden, say bye.
Bye.
We'll catch you guys next week. Oh. All of the chins.
I guess I'll just start taking hormones.